right, shalom, shalom. We'll give our praise up an hour. Yahbashim Mashak Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash. Peace and bless all the blood ones baptized in this new covenant for the remission of sins. And today, beloved ones, we're going to be going in on Theophilus, beloved ones, and we're going to be doing a little bit of homework, a little bit of research on Theophilus and what the scriptures say, as well as what some scholars and things of that nature say. So we're going to read about Theophilus, which it says Theophilus is the name of or honorary title of the person to whom the Gospel of Luke and the Acts of the Apostles are addressed. I have Luke chapter 1, verse 3 and Acts 1 and 1. All right, them the verses you can look at that we're going to read today about Theophilus that Luke was writing to. It says, it is thought that both works were written by the same author and often argue that the two books were originally a single unified work. Both were written in refined Koine Greek, which I don't know if I said that right, but in Greek basically, right? A various version of Greek. It says the name Theophilus. It says Theophilus, as it appears therein, means friend of God. Hey, that's funny. Like the brothers, friends of Yahweh Shai, peace and blessings to those brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And all the other beloveds pushing this new covenant, right? It says Theophilus, which basically means friend of God or friends of Yahweh Shai, right? It says Theophilus, as it appears therein, means friend of God or beloved by God or loving God in the Greek language, right? So it's a Greek name, Gentile name, right? The true identity of Theophilus is unknown. And that's true, right? Because the Theophilus name is a Gentile name, which was used for natural Gentile emperors. And they said it was also used for Jews and basically Romans. All right, but like they say, they call Theophilus most excellent, which is one of the titles that they call the governors and things of that nature, which we'll get to that later. It says the true identity of Theophilus is unknown, with several conjectures and traditions around an identity. In English, Theophilus is written Theophilos, both a common name and an honored title among the learned academic. It says Theophilus is also written Theophilos, both a common name and an honorary title among the learned academic Romans and Jews of the era. Right, so that name Theophilus first was used for Gentiles, right? And then what? Israelite foreigners that are among Gentiles got those names. Just like today, a lot of us have Israelite names and Gentile names, like even in your government name, right? It says the life of Theophilus would coincide with writings of Luke and the author of the Acts. All right, so they say Theophilus is basically a Roman Gentile name, and certain Jews had that name too, they say. So, we really don't know for a fact whether Theophilus was a Jew or a Gentile, but we do know that Luke wrote letters to him and also called him the most excellent, just like Felix, the governor Felix, was called the most excellent. So, it looked like he could be a Gentile, but, not going to make it a doctrine, right? We're just reading about Theophilus. This is not a doctrine. It's just reading up on the information of Theophilus. Coptic tradition asserts that Theophilus was a person and not an honorary title. The Coptic Church claims that the person was a Jew of Alexandria. Similarly, John Wesley, in his notes on the New Testament, recorded that Theophilus was a person of eminent quality at Alexandria, which he understood to be the tradition of the ancients. So they had a tradition that Theophilus was a Jew of Alexandria. It says, Paul's lawyers. Some theologians, David Paulson, believe that Theophilus could have been Paul's lawyer. during his trial period in Rome. All right, so some people, have opinions that he could have been Paul's lawyer, which, they don't have concrete proof on that. This, sound like more of an opinion, but we keep going. It says some scholars point to Theophilus being Ananias, high priest from 37 to 41. In this tradition, Theophilus would have been both a Kohen and a Sadducee. That would make him the son of Annas, the brother-in-law to Caiaphas, raised in the second temple period. So some scholars, they point to Theophilus being Ananias, all right, high priest, okay. So you had certain high priests that had that name too, all right, among the second temple period, right, and all the Sadducees. All right, this is Theophilus. In the Greek, it says friend of God, the person to whom Luke addressed the gospel in the book of Acts. It says Theophilus, friend of God, Theophilus, a Christian Theophilus. So they said he was a Christian. It says Luke addresses Theophilus as most excellent, a form also used in Acts to address Roman governors. And this is why I believe he could possibly be a Gentile, which I'm not going to say he is for a fact, whether, but I believe it's possible that he could have been a Gentile, right? Because of just off of the title of him being called most excellent, right? Because it says Luke addresses Theophilus as most excellent. And we're going to read that really quick too, soon, showing how Luke called him most excellent, just like the governor Felix was called most excellent, which sounds like basically forms that are used to address Roman governors. And that's true, because Felix was called a Roman most excellent. So we're going to get that. It says some biblical interpreters have concluded that he was a Roman official who had been initiated into the church teachings. All right. So some people say he was a Roman governor that was initiated into the teachings. Hey, the Lord did say he was sending the beloveds to kings and things of that nature as well. So, to tell them about the Lord. So he's called most excellent, man. Luke called him most excellent, and Felix is called most excellent in Acts. So I see a synchronicity and like a correlation with that most excellent, okay, which kind of points at him possibly being a Gentile. So we're going to read it next. Luke chapter 1, verse 3, it seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write unto thee in order, most excellent Theophilus. So Luke, he said that he wrote to Theophilus, man, and he referred to him as most excellent. You see it in the red letter. So now we're going to go to Acts 23 and 26 to show that is also used for Roman governors. This is Acts 23 and 26. Claudius Lysias unto the most excellent governor Felix sending greetings, man. All right. So you see right here, most excellent was a title also that they would call Roman governors, man, which that's why I think possibly that Theophilus could have been a Roman governor or Gentile, man. All right. But some people say he was a Sadducee, and some people say he was a Jew of Alexandria. So you have various understandings on Theophilus, but according to the scriptures, if we was only to use the scriptures and no outside sources, the scriptures, the only correlation we have is this most excellent, and that most excellent is a title used for governors, man. So that's why it does look like what Theophilus was possibly a Roman official, right? You see the correlation with the most excellent. All right, Luke called him most excellent, man. You ain't never hear nobody in the scriptures call other disciples or brothers the most excellent. I haven't seen it, but we do see the governor Felix being called most excellent. Luke 1 and 3 again, it says, it seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write unto thee in order, most excellent Theophilus, right? Because those Gentiles, they was having Israelites write books for them and stuff and things of that nature. Just like when the king of Assyria brought them Gentiles in their land, they also brought Israelites among them to teach them the laws of the land, man. All right. So, you know, he called him most excellent, just like Felix is called most excellent. You know, that's a correlation I see in there. You know what I'm saying? And we have Acts 1 and 1. The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus. O what? O Theophilus. Of all that Yahushua began both to do and teach. All right, so he called him O Theophilus, O Theophilus, O Theophilus. Okay, beloved ones, when you hear somebody say O in the scriptures, they're normally talking about a king. Like Daniel says, O king. Daniel said, O king to Nebuchadnezzar. Paul said, O King Agrippa. And Luke called Theophilus, O Theophilus. So just tweak off of that word O real quick, beloved ones, and you'll see the correlation how people that's in rulership or in power are called O, right? Like Daniel said, O King Nebuchadnezzar, O King, all right? And Luke is calling him O Theophilus. So to me, that's kind of like him giving a clue that he is a ruler. So let's get some scriptures to show y'all that O King is in the scriptures, just like Luke called him O Theophilus, right? Just like when you refer to the kings, they called him O. They'll throw that O in there, beloved ones. Let's show you. It says, then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. So you see Daniel called him O king, which he also said O Daniel as well. All right. But you see mainly people referring to the kings, saying that to the kings. Like we're going to get Paul saying it to King Agrippa. It says Acts 26:13, at midday, O king. What do he call him? O king. See that? Red letter, O king, just like Luke called Theophilus, O Theophilus. At midday, O king, I saw in the way a light from heaven above the brightness of the sun shining round about me and them which journeyed with me. Acts 26:19, whereupon, O King Agrippa, O what? O King Agrippa, I was not disobedient unto the heavenly vision. So he called him O King, just like Daniel called, I think Darius, I think it was Darius, not Nebuchadnezzar, O King. And Theophilus was called O King by Luke, and Luke called him most excellent, which is a title that was used for Felix, Roman governor, man. You don't see nobody else being called most excellent in the New Testament, man, but Felix. All right. So, I mean, I see two correlations that could link him to being a Gentile, but then you have people that say he was a Jew of Alexandria, but they don't really have any scriptural proof. You know what I'm saying? But according to the scriptures, we see Theophilus is called most excellent, and he also was called O Theophilus, just like Paul called Agrippa, O King Agrippa. You know what I'm saying? So, shalom.